Yo, what it do? It's Master Don Cheetos eating flaming hot Cheetos. I don't know. Listening to Beatles. Hey, what's going on, gang? It is the Bot Bender. My name is Orange, and if this is your first time joining me, us, welcome to the squad. Welcome to the clan. We are going to have a good time. Ba bam, bam, bam. And here is Double Masterdominus with one Ironworks. I was going to call him Ivory Works, but there was somebody on the channel by the name of Zealot of Malice, I think that was his homie's name, who called this Master Domination. And I was like, yo, that's fat. I like that. I like that. I'm going to use that. But going back to the whole flaming hot Cheetos thing, before I go into this guy, because, you know, he has a lot of just beautiful parts that we can talk about. My brothers and I, we have a theory. We have a theory that the current flaming hots that you see on the market are not at the same spice level as the original renditions of when they originally came out. And actually, those really, the extra flaming hots, that's actually what the original flaming hots, like the spice or the spice level was at. I mean, we all agree on that. I'm not sure about y'all if y'all are spice or flaming hot connoisseurs, so to speak. But yeah, the regular flaming hots are like nothing, dude. I like rub that stuff in my eyes, dude. The double flaming hot stuff's got a little bit of kick. A little bit of kick. Speaking of kicks, check out homie's kicks. I'm gonna bring him up close and I'm gonna refocus Daniel's on. But dude, look at those shoes. That's pretty neat, right? I love all the line work and stuff. And what's really cool is this goes up here and it's plugged into this thing that's plugged into the double knees. Yo, it's really, really nice. He has a lot of great line work and he's really brewery right now. Get him back over here. Yeah, you can see all the great line work down by the shoes, over here by the forearms. And there's a lot of straight lines too. You know, you can see coming down over here, coming down over here. And so he's a lot of these like bisecting like 90-degree angles, like perpendicular lines. And I think it's really pleasing to look at actually. And he has a couple of loose bits that I don't know. I could have put toilet paper or tissue paper or just paper, whatever on it, but I was just like, whatever, dude, we're just going to roll with it. And you can check out the back as well. Really, really clean and a lot of just, you see all these like, there's a lot of horizontal and vertical lines going through. And I don't know. I think it's fun to look at on the eyes, you know? And some of my figures that I make, some of the fan modes over here are like action figures. They're very posable and things like that. But this guy is not. This guy's pretty stiff. And some of them are just like shelf displays like you would have like a lot of your toys, you know? And yeah, I'm going like 100 miles per hour right now because I probably shouldn't have done this, but it's the end of the day and I'm pretty tired. And so, yeah, I just domed a big old cup of coffee right now. And so I'm on it. I'm on one right now. But I'll be all right. I'll be all right. And yeah, he has these little hooks on his shoulders. You see that? And I try to pretend that those are like tusks, kind of, if you will. Try to kind of carry the theme of the whole like mastodon guy. And yeah. He has some interesting stuff. These panels that hang over here, but didn't really have any place to put them, or I didn't try. I didn't try hard enough. But yeah, whatever, dude. It's good enough. It's good enough. I'm wondering, can this guy be made with arachnite? Yes, some version of him can be made. It'll be slightly different, but you'll probably be able to pull it off. And most of the parts will work the same. You won't be able to do the knuckle bit over here because that piece, those are specific to Master D. You won't be able to do this. And maybe some of the shoulder parts might be slightly different, but I think 80% you're going to be able to do the same. And so I am going to break him down for you ahorita, right now. Maybe we can start with some of the easy bits, the easy bake oven, so to speak. So I had originally put this guy together and there were just a bunch of like parts, particularly like the small legs that were just kind of chilling, doing nothing. So these all end up being like, you see that? You see that bit is plugged in to this bit. So it's almost like it's almost encasing the joint, you know? This part is not connected to anything. And so, yeah, it's all like this. And then, you know what? I could take the top part off too. I can show you right here. Oops. Yeah, this is when I'm like, you know what? I probably should have strengthened some of these bits. with tissue paper. Okay. Okay, yeah, so he has this bit of like a harness thing that's going around him. Kind of nuts, right? I mean, this isn't what holds him in place, but it does look cool kind of going across his body. So let me actually put this to the side, and we could just take a look at this top part. And so the torso is actually composed of 2 ironworks. You'll see it later. And the top part is plugged in just like so with that back panel. And the bottom part is basically plugged in identically, meaning it's like flipped upside down. Yeah. But let's look at the arms. Each of the arms, the shoulder, this is the Master D, not dinosaur, mastodon, basically skull, flips upside down. And into the nose face cavity is where you have that one, is this called a trapezoid? I don't know, this arm, you know, of Ironworks. And over here you have the square arm kind of folded into its square thingamabob with the Master D tusks plugged in on the top. And down over here you have the entire torso of Master D with that small little extra leg knuckle, if you will, that Master D comes with the Arachnite doesn't have, plugged in, and it creates this kind of cool little, it kind of looks like a pincher, like a knuckle, but yeah, it's just that. What was that? Whoa, I don't know if y'all heard that. It sounds like, oh, weird. Anyway, each side is identical. The top is slightly different because these arms are the same side, and so this one looks like that, and that one looks like this. I don't know if you can quite understand, like, yeah. But in order to make them look alike, you just got to kind of like orient them a little bit different. But the most important part is that you got to get the hole close to the chest so that these kind of like line up. Okay, I'm gonna put these guys aside. So that harness thing that I was talking about, all of these things are plugged into this leg over here, or it starts over here, and this is plugged in to the heel of the Ironworks foot. So here, let me pull this off. Yeah, that one's just really loose. This is one Master D leg, and it comes up and it plugs into another Master D, like a small leg. Well, I don't have to keep saying Master D, but the small leg basically. And it has 2 pegs. And so the bottom peg is where you're going to plug in to the big leg, like so. And then you just plug this other one. You plug the hook onto the lower peg, and then the middle peg you just keep up there. And then he also has a hole on the side of his foot. You are sticking that little extra knuckle bit over there. It's kind of hanging over the side. You extend this over the back, then you're plugging in the hip connector. And you do that for both sides. And so here, let me just kind of flip this forward. And so this panel bit that we have, like I said, you're just plugging that into the bottom. And so you have this bit. And if you've seen my double grease pit custom, that's how I basically connected the 2 bodies together. You see that, how that kind of drapes over? That's really cool. I think it's really satisfying and like completes the look. And you get these back here. And you basically plug this in. But we'll take a look at that later. I mean, we don't actually, but it's like that. Okay. So, just gonna remove these. Cool. And just undo the top again, like so. So the bottom, this is really cool because you can see right here I have 2, okay, no you can't, but you can see that I have 2 Ironworks' legs facing each other. These are the knees, these are the knees, these are the knees. And so in order to get this to connect into the Ironworks torso, you need to reveal that peg. And in order to reveal that peg, you have to remove that flap, and that's this extra flap over here. So what you do is you have these 2 legs here, right? Sorry, it's off camera. Get this focused, yeah. You have these 2 legs, and you can see this is just the same leg. It just has the panel on there, right? You're going to extend the knees back here, and you're going to plug them into the thigh, the hip joint of the Ironworks, right? And then you have that panel, because this is what it would normally look like. This is, oh no, it'd be like that. Yeah. Then you have that panel coming back here, and that extra panel that you had to remove for this, that's where you're putting here. So one, this is the first place where these two are connected. But you got to cinch this together, otherwise it's just going to open up. It's just going to open up here, you know? So that's why this is here. This is the Ironworks gun, the back part of the pistol. It's plugged into the front of the knee. And here, I'll show you. Like that. Pretty cool, right? Then you're just doing that. Yeah, that's neat. And what's really cool is this comes down, and this is the hip, the tail covering. You plug that in right here and extend it down, plug that in over here. And then this plugs into the back of the heel. So it's just one solid piece. And that's really, really nice. And at the top, you plug in one of the big legs. Then we talked about this whole wraparound thing earlier. And that's how you get the bottom. And then you just plug this into the side of the Ironworks torso. And yeah, this one's really cool. Like, man, when I was able to figure out the legs. So a lot of the times when I work on builds, I start with the legs because I like a firm kind of like foundation. And you know, your figure has to stand basically. And so usually, you know what, I take that back. I do start with the legs, but this guy, I started with the forearms. I wanted the arms to look this way basically. And the first piece that I put together was this. And I said, okay, I want this to look like this. And I built on top of it basically. But normally, 9 out of 10 times, geez, 9 out of 10 times I would start with the legs because I want the builds to have a very, very, very firm base. But yeah, like I said, but in this instance, I started with the knuckle. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So cool. It's so like satisfying. Yeah. There you go, Johnny. And boom. Oh, what I was saying about the feet earlier. So yeah, so since I started with the hands, I was like, okay, I'm not going to use these as feet. I'm not going to use these as feet. And yeah, I was fidgeting around. I was trying to get it to work, something that I like. And I connected the thigh to the calf first, and I didn't have the toes quite figured out. But man, when I figured out this piece, connecting them together, and it all just kind of fit together with the toes, I was like, this is sick, dude. And what's funny is like, I said to myself, I was like, yo, this is fat. And what I mean by fat is like, you know, PHAT, not like me, FAT, but PHAT. And back in the day, I remember this is the time when that word was becoming popular. And I had a friend named Cheryl Lynn rather, and a friend named Demisi. And Demisi was like, yo, watch, I'm gonna tell Cheryl Lynn that she's fat, meaning like PHAT. And we're in math class. And Cheryl Lynn came in and Demisi was like, yo, Cheryl, she's like, girl, you fat. And then the look on Cheryl Lynn's face, she's like, what'd you say? She's like, girl, you fat. She was like, what? And she was like, what do you mean fat? She's like, fat like lever? Like, I think it was a basketball player, like fat. And she's like, no, girl, you fat. And then she gave her this like real crooked stare. But she was like, no, you haven't heard that? PHAT, like fat. And that was like, yeah. And that's when I kind of like first heard the word as well. But yeah, it was a thing. I seen like the genesis basically of like slang and stuff. And, you know, anyway, yeah, I remember thinking about that on Friday, thinking like, oh, wow, that's funny. This memory that I like completely forgot. And I know Demisi and Sherilyn, you will never, ever, ever see these videos, but I hope you guys are doing super duper well. Yeah, anyway, hope you liked the video, gang. Kind of ran a little bit long, but yeah, it should be fine. Take care of yourselves. Be kind. And yeah, I don't know. Being kind is understated. It's a really important thing because it's not just the recipient who receives your kindness. You also grow. Your heart also grows, and your mentality actually also grows as well when you can practice kindness and forgiveness towards others. But also, do not forget to channel that back to yourself too. You know what I mean? Anyway. Take care, gang. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.